we have restorative yoga for the upper body. So we will start on our backs on the mat. If you have the use of a block or maybe some hardcover books or shoebox stuffed full of stuff so it's sturdy, we'll use this prop tonight. And if you're not comfortable flat on your back, there will be a couple postures. So maybe just having a folded up blanket or a bolster. But we'll just start flat on the back. So supine on the back, unless you're not comfortable on your back. Then prop yourself up on a bolster, a firm pillow, or a blanket. Once you get comfortable, we'll place one hand on heart, one hand on the belly, and you can choose which hand goes where. I like my right hand over my heart and left over the belly. Just feel the points of your body connected to your mat. Just take a moment to notice what points of your body are touching the mat. And then what points of your body allow for space between your mat and your body? Where is there space? Maybe behind the knees, maybe the thighs. If your thighs are coming off your mat, that's something to take note of. Just a little indication that you're uh, perhaps living life with a tilted pelvis. So that's okay. You might benefit from having your upper body on an incline with a bolster, pillow, or blanket behind. Maybe you have space along the spine. Just noticing the spaces, maybe back behind the neck. And we'll take a deep inhale in through the nose, all the way to the belly. So really fill the belly up. Expanding the belly, expanding the abdomen like a balloon. And then once you fill up all the way with air, we'll open mouth, sigh it out. Just a deep exhale with a soft sigh. Let's do that two more times at your own pace. Inhaling through the nose, filling the belly to its capacity. Soft sigh, heavy jaw, relaxed tongue. Loud exhale. Let's do that one more time. Hopefully, you feel a little more relaxed, a little more in the present moment. Bring your awareness to the physical body, to the space that you're holding within the strong container of your physical body. Are you noticing any tension or tightness? Maybe you're holding some extra energy that you don't want to carry into your practice. And if so, perhaps you can pick a point or two to send your breath to that space in your body. So maybe it's your hips, sending your breath all the way into your hips. And exhaling, softening in your hips, or perhaps it's your shoulders, as if you could physically send your breath to the space in your shoulders that's feeling tight. Soft sigh, exhale. We'll take a few more breaths just like that, just so you can become really relaxed and ready for your practice. And we'll take a breath or two to set your intention for class. When you feel complete, remove the hands from the heart and the abdomen. Just extend them overhead. Maybe a deep bend in the elbows so that your forearms and the backs of your hands can rest on the mat. We'll take a breath or two to notice what this subtle shift does in the body. We're bringing the shoulders up overhead. Did part of your spine lift off the mat? Did it increase any sensation in your body? Maybe it changed your breath. Just notice. Nothing has to adjust or change. We're just noticing, becoming aware. We'll come into a supine side bend. So we'll start with the feet, taking the right foot over to the right edge of the mat. The left foot slides over, but the hip stays where they are. So let's only slide the left foot over as much as the hip isn't moving or lifting off the mat. And if you'd like more, you can cross the left foot over the right so the ankles are crossing. Maybe this is enough for you. Maybe you'd like to take the right hand over to the right edge of the mat. Left hand follows. The shoulders can move, but again, the hips stay really rooted and grounded into the mat. If you'd like, you could cross the left hand and maybe grasp it with your right hand so the back of your left hand is resting in the palm of your right hand. And if this feels too intense, we just ease off a little bit by coming closer to the midline of the mat with the upper and or lower body. Just let the left elbow become heavy. And then take this to your comfort level. So again, these postures, we want to be completely relaxed, like we could stay in them forever. It's creating space in the side body, the space the body needs to breathe and to respond to life. We'll take about 6 more breaths. Choose an exhale. Move your body back towards the center. Maybe you start with your feet or your hands, but one by one, all of your limbs, your spine, your joints come back to the meridian, back to the center of the mat. We'll pause for your breath and we'll simply move over to the left. So left leg slides to the left, maybe to the edge of the mat, maybe a little bit off, depending on how open your body is during this class. The right foot follows, maybe it crosses on top. Maybe you pick the right shoulders, your shoulders up off the mat, crossing the right hand on top of the left or somewhere near it, allowing the right elbow to be soft and heavy. Shoulders are opening, so pulling the shoulders maybe down into the sockets away from the ears. And then resettling into this posture. And you can also do this on a bolster, on an incline, and I'll demonstrate that. Only moving as far as a prop allows you. And then just drop into the breath here. So we'll take about 12 more breaths. And it's natural when we begin these restorative classes, especially after a busy day or a hectic week or a wild month or year, that the mind wants to wander. Maybe you're not connected to your body or you're not feeling grounded. So let's just use our breath to anchor in to the present moment and keep our awareness on our mat. So when these thoughts come up on what you need to do, or maybe you're feeling anxious, or maybe you have memories come up, we can just notice them, welcome them, become aware of them, and then drop back in to the breath, watching our inhales, watching our exhales, maybe even counting. And when you're ready, choose an exhale to come back to center, the center of the mat. And allow your body to really lead you from posture to posture. Really trust your body to get it to the place that we're moving to next. And we'll roll up over on your side. So you can choose your right side or your left side first. Removing the bolster or bolster like prop if you're using one. And this is where we'll use our block. I'm going to put the block underneath the armpit, which may feel really uncomfortable. There's a lot of acupressure points under the armpit. So you choose a level that's comfortable for you. I'm probably going to go on the lower level. So it kind of looks like a hot dog shape, right? As opposed to a hamburger. So I'm going to put it directly under my armpit, lay up on my hip, and then use my hand to support my head. And you can choose here um, to rock and roll back and forth, front or back. Um, or you can choose to just be still, maybe find a pressure point under your armpit. And if this is extremely intense for you, or you're feeling a lot of sensation, you're welcome to back off. Another option would to be use your sweatshirt or your bolster to put it back behind your back and kind of create a wedge for yourself so that you're not having to hold yourself up on your hip. You can just kind of relax into this. And remember to breathe here, like really exhale. There's a lot going on under the armpit, lymph and pressure points and whatnot. So this can bring up a lot for us. So we just want to concentrate on the exhale. And if it's too much, we just don't do it, right? You just skip it, maybe take an alternative posture, or maybe you really love it. You're welcome to hang out here for a long time if you do. Just linger in the postures we love, skip the postures that aren't best suited for our body, and really remember to breathe. And then giving yourself permission to take breaks if you need to. And even here on the side of the body, you can close your eyes or you can find a drishti, a non moving focal point to help focus the mind. You're always welcome to tune up my voice or maybe even stare at the space between the eyebrows, the third eye. Maybe that can be your drishti. Or eyes can close if you're comfortable. We're going to go ahead and take this on the other side. So you can flip around on your mat from front to back or left to right. I'm just going to take this on the left side so that I can see you on the screen. Again, taking your pillow or bolster or blanket back behind you if you want extra support. Finding rest on your elbow. Ooh, and maybe one side is completely different from the second side. For me, I'm having a lot of tightness on this side of my body. I'm going to definitely take some big exhales here. Just remember to breathe through the movement. So the movement is optional. Everything is optional. And just stay in with the breath. And just take some time to explore here, like this beginner's mindset, maybe, or just an attitude of wonder. Maybe having this agreement with yourself that whatever does come up for you, it's okay. It's coming up for a reason, and you can trust in that. And just breathe and take breaks where needed and come back to the breath, letting the breath be enough, the breath be the number one priority. We'll take about 4 more rounds of breath on this side. And then we'll come to rise, just completely letting that go. The third posture that we'll take we'll have our hands in Anjali Mudra, block behind the neck. We'll use the block for this as well. So just turning over again, this time to be prone on the stomach. And if you're not comfortable on your stomach, I'll show you a second way or a second option. So again, choosing the level of your block or blocks. The elbows will come up on the prop, and maybe if you have wide shoulders, you want to use two, and you can do that. Elbows coming up on the blocks, and the third eye will reach towards the mat. You can use this with a bolster too, or a pillow if your elbows or arms are really sensitive. Hands in Anjali Mudra, Namaste, your prayer. Thumbs coming to the back of the neck, maybe even the top of the spine. Maybe walking the shoulders forward and the head rests towards the mat. Getting a completely different stretch in the shoulders. Another option for this would be in child's pose. If being um, prone is not an option for you, child's pose. Or having a little pillow for your head if the floor is too far away, or a blanket. Or not using the blocks at all. If it's too much of a stretch in your shoulder, you can completely ditch the blocks and just do this stretch on the floor with your elbows on the mat. Child's pose or prone. And so much of the practice of yoga is being in the classroom of silence and being present and aware in our own physical body. So I will leave you with some intentional silence here. To continue on your journey inward tonight. Choose an exhale. Release your hands to the mat. Maybe press back into child's pose if you aren't there already. Take your time. And we'll slowly just come to rise, one vertebra at a time, and come to a comfortable seated position. We'll take our block along with us. Let's take the right leg out long, the left leg comes in. And the block will come either this long way, hamburger way, or hot dog way. We're going to take a side bend, um, but also work on the upper body. So just finding the sits bones rooted into the mat. I'll inhale the arms up overhead. Interlace the hands and make a little hammock for the back of our neck. So the hands come back to the back of the neck, elbows open, but not a lot of pressure or forcing here. We want to keep the rib cage in. This is just soft and easy. And then as you exhale, we'll come down to the right side. So towards the extended leg, just rest the elbow on the block. If you need more, you can build up a little tower for yourself. Allowing this to just be easy. You might have a lot of sensation here or feel this intensely. So you can just soften in as much as you can and work through your breath to try to release it a little bit at a time. Maybe breathing in and out of the nose, allowing the breath to come into the belly and completely empty from the belly. And then either close your eyes or find a soft gaze wherever it's comfortable. Just being mindful that the throat and the throat chakra can be open. We'll take about 3 more rounds of breath. And on your next inhale, just coming to rise. And we'll switch sides. So left leg comes out long, right leg bends in. Taking your setup with you. And this may be different, so just keep in mind that that's normal. You might need more or less props. We'll find our sits bones. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Opposite interlace this time. Awkward interlace. Placing the hammock of our hands back behind the skull. Just lowering the left elbow to our little setup, our prop. And then taking a moment to feel into this, noticing what's happening in this side of the body. Maybe you're a little more collapsed in, or maybe it's a little more accessible. And no matter the case, let's just find a space of ease and comfort so that the posture can work for us, and all we need to do is breathe. We'll take one last round of breath and then come up on the inhale. We'll move all our props for this and just come to our hands and knees. So both legs come in. Come over to the hands and knees. Knees wide, grand toes together like you would Balasana or child's pose. And we'll turn our fingertips towards our body. And then as you can, we'll leave the palms pressing into the mat. So the hands are in the mat as much as they can be, just like maybe downward facing dog. Then we'll lower one of two options. Lower the lower body down, your sits bones towards your knees, even if you have a prop in between your knees. So you don't have to hold this for too long. This is not a long hold. Or you can bring your hands closer to your body and attempt to bend in the elbows. So you can intensify this posture, this stretch, by lowering with the hands away from the body or bringing the hands closer to the body and bending the elbows towards the torso. And the intention here is to stretch the insides of the wrists. No pain, no strain, no pinching, just a gentle stretch. We'll take about 3 more breaths. Then when you feel complete, you can release this. You can stay seated as you are, or just come to another comfortable seat, maybe knees and ankles together. We'll take the hands in the opposite direction underneath the armpits. So we're folding the hands down, and the backs of the hands come on the side of the rib cage, elbows out, or wherever's comfortable along the rib cage. Also, not a long hold, maybe 6 to 9 breaths, just taking the wrists in the opposite direction. And we're about halfway through class. So perhaps as we sit through this posture, recalling your intention, just noticing how it resonates with you, your word or your phrase. And then choose an exhale to release this posture, maybe rolling out the wrists, especially if you type, write, text, hold your phone, draw, any of those things. This can be really healthy for your carpals. Next posture is heart melting or puppy pose. So we'll just come to hands and knees. You can do is to have a block or a bolster under your chest to help support you here. The hips stay over knees, hands walk out, chin and chest or third eye and chest fall towards the mat. So another beautiful stretch for the upper body. It's a back bend, it's a forward fold. So again, I'll show you what that looks like with a prop, just becoming as comfortable as possible here. Attempting to keep the hips over the knees, each knee under its own hip, and really coming to a place of softness and stillness. And then just breathe in and out. Maybe feeling the strong container of your body once again. This beautiful body that does so much for you. Really feeling the edges of this posture, maybe the tightness, the tension, whatever that means to you, and seeing where you can soften, seeing where you can send your breath and just release. Take one last breath, and we'll slowly and gently come back to all fours. For thread the needle, so we'll just take our right hand, shifting the weight ever so slightly to the left. Take the right hand and thread it underneath the left armpit where the right temple comes to the mat. Hips stay over the knees. And you can either rest your upper body here, take the left arm out long, or you can drape the left arm around your waistline, maybe reaching for your right hip crease. So a half bind, maybe staying underneath the left shoulder or the left hand comes out long, completely up to you. And just breathe. We'll take 2 more rounds of breath. And then choose an inhale to come to rise. Maybe settle in the spine, give the shoulders a breath to come back. And then just slide the left arm. So, second side, the left arm coming underneath the right armpit, left temple reaching towards the mat or a prop if you need more space. And if your head is on the mat, leaving the right hand where it is, walking it out straight, or just draping it along your waistline back behind you. And again and again and again, just finding your breath. We'll take about 4 more rounds of breath on this side. And when you're ready, choose an inhale coming back to hands and knees. We'll slowly just lower once again, supine on the mat. Take the right hand out long in a T shape, so shooting it directly out from the shoulder. Left hand comes underneath the left shoulder. Then we'll use the strength of our left hand to push our body up on to the right shoulder. The head, the right temple rests in the mat. Or if you have broader shoulders like I do, I need a block under my head. So that's an option too. If that's uncomfortable in the neck, especially, just go ahead and prop the head up. And then your left leg can stay stacked, or you can take the knee up towards the ceiling, either behind the lower leg, the extended leg, or in front, as long as the knee stays up towards the ceiling. That'll help open, but you don't need to come here. It's just an option. You can just keep the legs stacked. Maybe bending in the knees for balance if you need. We'll take about 4 more breaths. And then you choose an exhale to come back onto your belly. Slide the right hand in, the left hand out into that T shape. All we'll do is take this on the second side. Right hand comes under the right shoulder. Use the strength of your arm to press your right hip up off the floor. Your left temple comes to the mat or a prop. And then you can take your right knee up towards the ceiling, either in front or behind of your left leg, the extended leg, the one that's closest to the mat, or not, just keep it stacked. The left palm is facing down towards your mat. And again, I'll leave you with some intentional silence. We'll take about 6 more breaths. And take your time for completeness here. When you feel even on both sides, just slowly roll back prone on your mat. Taking a breath or two to let everything settle. And then we'll come flat on our backs, just rolling over. Again, taking your time to get there. You can be on the incline here, or you can come flat on your back. This will be our last active posture to open the front of the shoulders and the pecs. So again, we'll take a moment to settle on the back. And we'll draw the knees up towards the ceiling. Feet come flat on the mat. Just hover the knees over the hip joints and slowly drop the knees over to the right. And the arms will come out in a T shape. And if you'd like more here, bend in the elbows. So you have a 90-degree angle at your elbows. If you'd really like to ease into this posture, maybe turning your head down towards the right. Your left hip, left shoulder can be completely off the mat. That's fine. If you'd like a little more of an intense twist, you could take your gaze towards the left, even if your eyes are closed. Option to extend the left leg long so that the knees stay stacked, but the left foot just shoots straight out. And then just breathe. If you're left Leg is extended, just bending it to stack using the strength of your core or the strength of your arms to help your knees up towards the sky once again. Spine comes back in line with the center of the mat. Gaze comes to neutral. Cycle through the breath. And then knees come up over the hips. We'll just gently drop them to the left. Left knee stays stacked on the left. Right knee stays stacked on the left knee. Option to have a block or prop between your knees or between your legs and the floor. Hands come out into a D shape. Just trying that on. And if you'd like to open in the fronts of the shoulders even more, option to bend at the elbows. Taking your gaze to the left, over the heart, or to the right. Maybe closing the eyes, dropping into your breath, extending the right leg long if you'd like more. Maybe find one thing around your intention that you're grateful for. If your right leg is extended, bending in your knee, coming back to the center of your mat with the center of your body, taking your time to get there. And then finding your way to final resting pose. That can be corpse pose, it can be constructive rest, or side lying, or queen's throne, whatever Savasana looks like for you today. Maybe cozying up with a blanket, turning down the lights. And no matter what you've chosen, letting your body completely relax. Relaxing your feet, relaxing your legs, relaxing your hips, relaxing your abdomen, relax your hands, relax your arms, relax your shoulders, relax your chest, relax your heart, relax the entirety of your spine, relax your throat, relax your face, jaw, eyes, temple, tongue, relax your skull. And I invite you to stay in Savasana for as long as you can. Thank you for your practice.